Hi, it's Wayne O'Keefe and I'm fishing in Palm Cove, which is far northern Queensland. Fantastic weather, very tropical. Unfortunately, we've had fairly heavy winds here over the last week or so. I'm only here for a couple of days and unfortunately I don't think I'm going to escape those winds. What they've done is they've turned the water up a bit because they're all onshore, so they've put a lot of sand and sediment into the water itself. The fish are still biting, but it's not best conditions for them, so I really have to pick my times. Now, whenever I travel, I take traveling rods with me. This is actually a nice little 2.7 meter graphite rod. It's rated up to about 7 kilos, and I've got, I think I've got 6 kilo line on it, which is my light rod. So I always carry two rods, a light one, where I'm probably going to get more action, and then a heavier rod, which I'll show you in a second. That heavier rod is obviously for the bigger stuff. Now the other rod that I'm using is much heavier. I've got 10 kilo monofilament on this through to a much larger reel. And I've got a ball sinker or bean sinker at least on this through to a swivel. Now it's a little bit of a strange setup. I've had to actually change what I had. I've got a wire trace on this. Yesterday, I hooked into something about 15 minutes after I started fishing for the first time in Palm Cove ever. I was fishing the Palm Cove jetty, which would have to be one of the best jetties in Australia. Absolutely fantastic conditions for fishing, beautiful setup, rod holders everywhere, and plenty of fish coming through. But what happened is I set up and I had two hooks on this. I had a hook at the end and then I had a slider on the monofilament, hooked into something bigger, went for a run about 20 meters away from the jetty, turned around and I thought, I've turned him. But I think he just decided to come back and then went under the jetty and broke me off. And then this morning, when I got out for an early morning session on monofilament again, straight through monofilament, I had a pilchard on. Something just, I had two hard tugs of the rod and it was gone and it had just chomped me off. So something big, maybe something like a Spanish mackerel or something like that with those big teeth, just chopped that off. So what I've done now is I've tied through onto this a wire trace. I've got a size 3/0 circle hook at the end and a sliding hook as well. And I'll just show you how that is set up. So as I said, I've got a running ball sinker, and that's just to hold on the bottom because the tides really move. The water movement is very, very heavy, especially with these winds. As I said, I've got it tied onto a wire trace here. That's to stop the bite offs. Circle hook on the end, and a sliding hook here. Now, the reason for the sliding hook is I want to hook pilchards on this. If you just hook a pilchard just through one hook, fish will often attack the tail. I'll be putting this through the head. They'll attack the tail and you'll lose the fish. So you need to have something once through the head, once through the body. Oops, don't want to break anything there. Once through the body. And then normally what I do is I put a half hitch at the end to hold the fish there. With wire it's a bit hard to do, but it is better with monofilament in particular, which is what I was doing yesterday, is put a hitch there and it holds the base of the tail. So you've got the base of the tail, lower body and head all hooked up. Gives you a much better chance of hookup, and that's what I hooked into that first fish, whatever it was. The water unfortunately is so cloudy here, I can't tell what the fish are, but apparently when the wind is not up like this, you can see to the bottom and you can see the barramundi and everything there, which would be pretty exciting, but I'm not going to get that while I'm here. It's okay, have a look at that.
It's all relative, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. If I take it, actually I'll take a close up. Look at the size of this thing.
Yes.
Shit. I've got 2 fish, Antoinette.
Okay. Do you want to give me the little rod?
Yeah, give me the little rod. Yeah. I'm going to have to walk down there to get it. Watch out, man. Catfish. Antoinette, have a look at the catfish. Take a photo of it. See that?
Nice.
Okay. Have you still got a fish on that?
Yeah, I think so. A little bit scared of it.
No, he caught someone else. Is it hard?
I'm going to have to I'm going to have to cut the line. I can't lift it up. It's too heavy. I just broke my rod.